question we're asking today, as I've been here a few days now, and a lot of people back at home in New Zealand, they all have a vision of Bali being a place for young tourists, you know, surfers. They think of Bali for getting sick, Bali belly. I think about the hawkers. They hear about, you know, being hassled all the time on the streets. So is it just for young people, or is it a good destination for old crusties like myself and older couples and families? Because first time I came to Bali was about 30 years ago, and it has changed enormously since then. Sure enough, back in the 80s, early 90s, you'd walk along the streets and you'd have a strong smell of sewage, drains overflowing, and downpours of rain would completely flood the streets. Back then you had hundreds of thousands of hawkers just working the beach every day, and it was a hassle. You couldn't sort of sit and read a book for more than 5 minutes without having a dozen or so people coming by desperately trying to sell you something, old tack from the beach. So a lot of people still hold that image of Bali, but 30 years on, the place has changed enormously. I don't know if you can hear me well. I've got the surf battering in there, battering in today. It's always a bit breezy down the beach, so there might be a bit of wind noise, but the place has certainly changed big time. In fact, Bali probably has something for everybody. And when I say that, there are several parts of Bali. It's not about Kuta Beach and Legian Beach anymore. The place has grown significantly. So if you're still looking for a cheap holiday, Kuta and Legian still can offer that if you're prepared to sort of eat at the cheaper places like the warungs. If you want to eat at just normal restaurants, prices are going to be not too dissimilar to back home, albeit still a bit cheaper. Of course, beer, bintang, and your cocktails and gin and tonics and the like are way cheaper than back home. Wine's still very expensive because they do have a local wine industry now, but I believe all the grapes come from Australia. They don't grow them here, they just make them here to avoid the tax. So wine's got a little bit cheaper, but it's still not the best, and it's still not cheap. So question is, if you're an old crusty like me, or you're an older couple, you've got choices. You can stay in Seminyak. Seminyak is right down the end of the beach down there. It's very built up these days, but it's very high-end. Beautiful hotels, gorgeous food and restaurants, but it is expensive. Shopping's amazing too up there, lots of boutique stores. So if you're looking for a good safe holiday with your wife or with your family, Seminyak's a good choice, albeit it's going to be a little bit on the expensive side. Families looking for a cheaper holiday, I'd definitely recommend Legian, Kuta. There's a lot of fun around here, a lot of people, a lot of action, a lot of noise. Plenty of stuff for the kids to do. The beach isn't the safest, so you'd have to definitely keep your eyes open for your kids if they're going in the water. You'll notice as I walk down the beach, there are all red flags everywhere. There's no swimming spots, although it doesn't stop anybody going in. But if you're younger and you're looking for a more holistic holiday, Ubud, which is about an hour and a half from Legian, is a beautiful spot in the jungle with forests, lots of yoga retreats, lots of vegan food and vegetarian food, and a very relaxing place. Obviously no beach, it's inland. Well, there's beautiful walks around there. You can go on little day trips to the waterfalls. There's plenty to do down there if you just want a nice relaxing holiday with a little bit of adventure thrown in. If you're if you're on the Yang side and you're looking for a similar type of holiday to Ubud, but oh, the wind's getting up. But with those same sort of beautiful cafes and all that kind of, Canggu is definitely the place to go to. Canggu is just full of digital nomads now. Every cafe will be loaded with people on their Apple Macs, working from Bali. Could be vloggers, they could be just running their business from there. I do know a Kiwi friend of mine who's working there as a commercial business consultant, and I said, do you have clients here in Bali? They went, no, all our clients are around the world, but we just base ourselves here. Yeah, if you're a couple or a family with a bit of money and are looking for just a real beach holiday, no hassles, no hawkers, in a fantastically beautiful 5-star hotel. There's a place in Bali called Nusa Dua. Highly recommend it. I know my dad's been there with my stepmom a few times, and they love it. It's a very sanitised version of Bali, but you've got great restaurants outside the hotel, so you're not just limited to what's in the hotel. You've got a beach that's swept clean every week. You've got a very safe swimming beach too. There's no real surf on that side of the island, and it's not far from the airport either. Half an hour and you're there. So Nusa Dua, you can get a good package deal to Nusa Dua with the hotel included, because they are a lot more expensive, are they? You've got the Grand Hyatts and the like over on that side. So that's a good holiday. If you're also a similar holiday to that with a little bit more village action would be Jimbaran Bay, which is where I'm facing right now on the other side of the airport. So that's another good choice. But things have changed. Legian Beach now is not full of hawkers. You have to be a licensed seller to sell on the beach. So they've segmented it into areas, almost like you would any business where you tender for that little stretch of sand. That's your little area, and you work that area. So now when you come to the beach, you actually get to know the hawkers really well, because you get the same ones coming every day, and there's only about half a dozen to a dozen per little area. You can still get a massage on the beach for about $3. You can get a pedicure, won't be that good, but you can get one. You can get your nails done, manicured, full massage. Like I say, full massage only costs you $3 to $4, depending on how well you bargain. I've seen some people get it down to $2, but I'm sure that's not going to be that good. Buying stuff on the beach is usually quite cheap. If you know your prices, you can usually haggle and get a good price. And they usually have all the same stuff, or they can get it for you that you've got in the shops. So that's about it really. That's the whole island has been sorted out now in terms of the sewage and the smells and the Bali belly. Hardly ever see anybody getting sick these days unless they do something silly, like drink the tap water. But it's definitely been cleaned up and sorted out a lot better in favour of the tourists. Not sure it's totally in favour of the hawkers and the locals, but they seem to like it. So here we are. I've just walked down to halfway down to Kuta Beach. Now I did forget to mention the weather. Well, being close to the equator, the temperatures don't change that much. You'll always find it sort of in the very high 20s, 27 through to the low 30s. However, there is a monsoon season. Monsoon season, I think from memory, I know it runs over Christmas in January and February. Whether it starts in November or what, I'm not too sure, but I know it runs for 2 or 3 months where it'll be extremely humid. And even if you don't get much rain, the humidity levels will be high, but you'll get some fantastic light storms. And when you do get rain, you get rain, heavy rain, but it'll all be over in a few minutes, and then you've just got to swelter through the humidity. Still a good time to come, but if you don't like hot weather and humidity, it's not the best time to come. Get a lot of Europeans here because they're escaping the British European winter. But I've been here once in January, and whew, that was hard work, really hard, very, very humid, 90% humidity and very high temperatures. But year round after that, very pleasant, very little rain. The humidity levels can stay quite high right through April into early May. So the actual best times to come would be June through to the end of September. But the weather's fantastic all the time. You certainly get used to the humidity and the heat. So recommend you come anytime, but avoid the monsoon season. See you later.
Hi, my brother Master Shi is my friend. Okay,
Yay!
bye.
Mr. Steve.
Woo, my name is Reza. Yeah,
Reza.
Yeah, from Sumatra.
This is Reza's part of the beach right here.
Yeah.
You can come and hire a lounger off him.
And
you can get bintang.
Yeah, instructor and surfing.
Oh, and teach how to surf.
Yeah, I'm teacher.
Oh!
Yeah.
Come and see Reza later.
Okay.